Hello friends, in this video let's quickly talk about what is constraints in PostgreSQL or what are different types of constraints in Postgres. First of all, constraints is very important in any RDBMS. So those are mandatory for each and every table. See, first of all, what is a constraint here? Constraints in Postgres or in SQL or Oracle are predefined rules on a particular table. You take any table, so that table required some predefined rules. So those rules we are going to call it as constraints. So I'm telling like it's a predefined rules. So similar to that, can I define on my own rules? Yes, you can define it. So that I'll talk little later. So these are system defined rules on each and every table. Now, so first of all, what is a constraint? Constraints are the predefined rules and restrictions which we are going to impose on any column in a particular table. Can I have a multiple constraints on a single table? Of course, yes, you can have. Why we need constraints here? So constraints are really needed to maintain the accuracy of the data, to maintain the reliability of the data, to maintain the integrity of the data. So these integrity, reliability, accuracy, we will be talking very frequently in the upcoming sessions. Without constraints, it's very difficult to design RDBMS database. And I can say this way, no constraints, no database. So compulsory we need one and the other constraints on each and every table. In the Postgres, you can define the constraints at the column level as well as at the table level. So what are all the different type of constraints? So as I mentioned, you have different type of constraints. Each and every constraint having their own uniqueness, having their own advantages. And these constraints are self-explanatory keywords. So by looking at the keyword itself, you can easily say the purpose of the constraint. So these constraints are going to store along with the table. If you drop a table, that constraint also will be dropped along with the drop statement. And is there a different way of dropping the constraints? Yes, you can drop the constraints in a different way. If you drop the table, all the constraints which are dependent on a particular table will be dropped automatically. But if you want to keep the table and drop the constraints, yes, you can do that. We'll talk about one by one. Now, so if you see, so what are all the different type of constraints we have in the Postgres is, let me talk about one by one. Sorry. The first one is not null constraint. So what is this? So this is one of the important constraint you will be using very regularly on a daily life. So this ensures to not take the null values into any of the column. Let us take a scenario. So I have a table, so with the name of EMP. So EMP has a 3 columns, assume it. ID, name and some salary. So in these 3 columns, so assume, so name. Ideally, whenever you say employee, so every employee must and should have ID, name and salary. Unknowingly, somebody tries to insert, so without ID, so he is inserting a blank value like this and name as some John. Okay, and he is keeping salary as 2000 or 3000, whatever it is. So if you see now, let us assume it unknowingly one of the engineer has inserted the record like this. So later when you come to the accuracy, so when you come to the reliability, so how do you identify what is a employee ID of the particular record? So that time, so when you have a mandatory fields like this, ID is mandatory for this table, name is mandatory for this table, salary is mandatory for this table. So you can say like habits. Habit is one more column. So this is not mandatory for you. Okay. Out of 4 columns, you need to make these 3 are the mandatory columns. So that time you need to define ID should be not null, name should be not null, salary should be not null, habits can be null. It means that it should not allow blank values into that particular column or null values into the particular column. So a single table can have multiple not null constraints. This is about a not null constraints in the Postgres. We will talk about in detail in a practical manner one by one. So let me talk about the second constraint. So that is unique constraint. Unique constraint. So if you see, so I have a table bank customer. Okay. So if you see here bank customer, so customer ID, okay, account number, okay, so name, comma, some branch or location or whatever it is, location. So assume I have a values like this. So ID 1, comma, so account number as 1, 2, 3, 4, comma, name as John, comma, location as USA. Now again, so I will be taking a customer ID as some 2, but account number I am giving 1, 2, 3, 4. So customer name can be anything. Williams, take it as UK. Now if you see here, if you come to the realistic scenario, so any 2 customers should not have a same account number. Okay. So now if you see unknowingly somebody has assigned same account number to the multiple people. Unknowingly. But when you come to the usage after a couple of days, so the person John comes to the bank account and he can see, so Williams salary or Williams can come and can see the, Williams balance, or Williams can go and see the John's balance, because both are same. So because, so in terms of Williams, like he will be thinking account number is unique per person. So nobody has that particular account number in the entire bank. But here unknowingly, so same account number has been given to 2 people. Then how to handle it? So that time I am going to make it as account number as unique. Okay. So when I mention unique, so first record has been inserted. So second record, first it is inserted, maybe today it is inserted. So tomorrow, so some of the developers or some of the engineers tries to insert this particular record. It fails, saying that that particular record is already exist. That particular account number is already exist. It fails, it doesn't insert. So that time engineer will go and see what is the error. He will identify that account number cannot be duplicated in a particular table. So unique is nothing but you cannot keep the duplicates in a particular table in the same column. So one value can come only one time. Now, so can I insert null in the unique constraint column? Yes, you can insert one null in unique column per table. Unique column per table or per column, unique column per table, whatever it is. So you can put one null, because I am talking about only unique. Let's forget about not null. So in the unique session, so I can insert nulls. Okay. So, but I cannot insert second null in the same column in the same table, because it identifies it's a duplicate. Okay. So now in this unique, I can put like this blank value. Let us assume it. Let me remove it. Okay. Then you might ask like, then how to identify this customer? So that time what I am going to do is I am going to say this account number as unique and not null. I'll talk about technically, I'm just keeping like this, unique and not null. So that time if I keep unique and not null, then this cannot be null. I have to put some number like that. Okay, so I'll talk about this combination, what we can call it as the combination and all. So this is about unique constraint. Now let's take the third constraint, primary key. So the combination of not null plus unique, call it as a primary key. So if you define the same, if you define the same, assume it, if you define the same table, okay, if you define the same table, let us assume it account number as a primary key, then you cannot insert null, and you cannot duplicate, sorry, unique. You cannot insert null and you cannot duplicate on an entire table. Okay, so one value can come only one time. So the combination of not null and unique are going to call it as a primary key in the PostgreSQL. So the same behavior even in the SQL Server as well. The next one is check constraint. So what is the check? So now, so let us take the same scenario. So there is a table, okay, primary key, let's take this all and take a balance. Instead of name, let's keep it as balance. Okay, let's come to the scenario here, check constraint. If you take this scenario, so there is a table with the bank customer, which are of having columns of ID, account number, name and balance. Now, so while inserting the data into this table, so I should insert if the balance is greater than 0 or greater than 1000. So then only I will allow the engineer to insert the data into this particular table. So I am keeping a restriction. So it automatically validates whenever you try to insert a data into this particular table, it automatically fires. So these are predefined rules by the Postgres engine. So when you, let us say you're trying to insert this value, because I have enabled this check constraint, if the balance greater than 0, then only allow, otherwise leave it. So I'm trying to insert like this, 1 comma, account number as 1234, comma, name as John. So balance I'm keeping as 999. That check constraint is not going to satisfy here. So that is the reason it fails. It shows error message saying that balance is less than 1000. So now again you have to correct this data. Then, so let's insert some 1999. So then it's success. So because it checks for the particular column value. So you can put whatever the validation you want here. It validates while doing the insertions. It validates and it throws error if it is not satisfied. Otherwise, it shows a success message saying that data has been inserted. One row is inserted, the other row is failed, or something like that. It inserts. The next one is exclusion constraint. Exclusion constraint. So this is one of the important constraint in Postgres SQL. So which talks about any of the two rows you want to maintain it, which any of the two rows as compared on a specified columns. Let us say I want to compare, so these two columns, let us say I want to keep these are the unique, something like that. I want to compare these two columns against each row in a particular table. So that time I am going to use a exclusion constraint. I'll talk about that in detail in the next session about exclusion with a practical examples. So these are the list of constraints we have in the Postgres SQL. We'll talk about in detail with a practical example about each and every constraints. That's all about it here.